is DJ coming at you from High Impact Motorsports. We are in the BRE Datsun 510 and just got done doing a little bit more tuning with the carburetor. I have finally bought me I think it's called a Datsun, or and now I'm not talking about a Datsun Cadillac. I'm talking about it's a device that goes on the trumpets of side draft carbs, and it allows you to level it out. So like if one is too rich or one is too lean, it allows you to balance the carburetors. And so far it's been great. But yeah, we are in the Signature 510. This thing is so cool. It's a pleasure to actually work on it and be able to familiar myself with some Datsuns. This one we did put a Nissan Altima alternator on. It charges at idle, and yeah, it also came with a battery drain, and I was able to figure that one out as well. That was because whoever wired up the alternator previously had it backwards. Crazy, right? Sense wire went to the wrong location, and sure enough, yeah. But here, let me get out, show you the car. It is a beautiful car. Show you what's under the hood. So I've actually never gone to BRE. I have been invited 2 years in a row and still have not gone. I think this coming year, 2024, if everything is well, I think I'll head over there. Yeah, this is it. These are side draft Weber 40s, DCOE. Man, she's just purring along. This thing is pretty awesome. Go ahead. It does have an electric fan. Why it has an electric fan is the fact of the big radiator that is up front and the placement of certain things. We had to use an electric fan because the plastic original fan, the regular fan clutch system, would actually it hit. There was no clearance for it, so we used some super slim radiator fans, and sure enough, look at that, temp gauge is working, got the fuel gauge working, so that's all working. Let's just say a lot of the stuff on this car that was not working. And we also put an electric pump, got rid of the manual one due to the fact that just certain things, we've had good success with these 4 PSI manual pumps, and it did have a pusher pump on this car. Someone did put a pusher pump, and the problem is they ran it at 7 PSI of fuel pressure, and Webers can only handle 3.5 before you blow the floats. So what happened was, it was blowing the float open, flooding the carb, and instead of figuring that they had too high of a fuel pressure, they messed with the jetting, they messed with float height, had to take these carbs all apart, disassemble them, go through them, and it was actually pretty cool, because you know, I met some pretty cool carburetor friends in the process. Ian over at Harman Restoration, he had jets kicking around. I had some issues that I was able to pick his brain on, and he's pretty cool. He's not shy to answer any of my questions. He's a really good guy. And these things are tuned. But yep. Cool thing I like about the 510, the key is on the left side of the column. It's the only car I've ever seen with the key on the left side of the column. So you start it up with your left hand. This thing is such fun to drive. he's the one who owns this car. Peter Brock was the one that told her to get with us on working on the car. Another cool thing is I did get the manual choke working. Basically created our own cable, own mounting, and it's not 100% ideal, but to have it work in such a way that it is functional. It's just the ideal of me pushing the cable in. I kind of squeezed the tube to make it work, because before with the cable idea that I had, if you'd pull it out, it'd go right back. So we came up with the idea like, hey, squeeze the tube, make it somewhat of a tight fit, and then get the choke working. And I did. I'm just saying that it's not 100% ideal of like, hey, let's go in the market with these manual chokes. I'd have to come up with something better. That thing just sounds so cool. Well, I think I'm going to end the video here, guys. The 510 is running great. I don't know when we're going to call her. She has never drove the car. Her and her husband, from what I heard, they purchased it off Bring a Trailer, that website that auctions off a lot of the high dollar cars. But yeah, they bought it off Bring a Trailer. It wasn't running 100%. In fact, I don't even know if it was running at all. Comes in, just made sure to go through everything. I had the cylinder head off the block, just making sure everything was fine. There was a lot of oil leaks that had to be dealt with. And yeah, so just minor things. The fuel system, getting the electric pump to work, that was cool. I made my own fuel line, so instead of going through the passenger fender well, I decided to make my own line and come up the passenger engine bay side, and then go to a fuel filter, and then from that fuel filter go to the back side of the DCOEs. That way the fuel doesn't run all the way to the front. You don't have a fuel line going over hot exhaust in a sense. Also put an oil catch can because the breather filters that were on it it was just not right. Plus it didn't look right. It looked like someone put like some quad air filters on the breather. It just looked hacked. Went through the wiring. That's all done. This car is just awesome. This is such a pleasure to be able to work on, and she's running smooth. Like, there's other vehicles that are like not smooth. This thing's just great. So I'm gonna end the video here, guys. But hope you had a blast. Hope you liked the Datsun 510. I think it's a 71. It could be a 72. I don't know for sure. I don't know my Datsuns like Patrick does. Got the wink. The winks are awesome. These things, amazing because you see everything. Got one in my wagon. Works great. And yeah.